Today's supply list includes construction paper, scissors, a pencil, a hole punch, and yarn. We also need Scotch tape or packing tape.
Hi, we're back with Coan Creative, and today we're making masks. I'm going to show you how to measure a mask properly. You can fold your paper long way or short way. You take your piece of paper, fold it this way, you line it up across the middle of the face, you make a little mark at the bottom where the chin is, you make a mark up here at the top of the forehead, and you find a spot not far from the ear, right there. So we have 1, 2, 3 marks. If you hold your hand right here, you can start here at this line, curve it around, and make a line to there. Move the paper, put your hand here, curve it around to there, and it looks something like that. Then there's the up-down way, where you take your piece of paper, fold it in half like this, chin up, run it down his face, or her face. You're going to make a mark right at the chin again, up by the forehead, over by the side, which in this case is really just the side of the paper. And you again anchor your hand, make an oval. You're going to stick your finger on the child's eye, draw a little mark where you think the inside of the eye might be, and then draw something much bigger than that so that they can see.
Here we have the paper that I drew from Ezra's face. We're going to modify this. I'll show you how to turn it into a variety of different animals. If you're working on something that is dog-shaped, it's generally pear-shaped but a little bit wider at the bottom to account for the jowls of the dog. And so you'd bring it around and then probably in a little bit, and then up around the top. Narrower at the top, a little wider at the bottom, and then you have room over here to account for any ear that you are looking for, depending on what kind of dog you're working on. Cats tend to be reversed, a little narrower down here at the bottom, come up and around at the top. So still sort of pear-shaped, but top heavy rather than bottom heavy. And then you could make your triangle type ears. So this is the way you draw a short and wide mask. Next, I'll show you the longer, skinnier version of the paper, folding it the long, tall way. Again, you can make your pear top heavy or bottom heavy, depending on the type of animal that you want to make. And magically, I already have a horse or a zebra or a donkey shape where it's narrower at the bottom, wider at the top, accounts for a longer ear, but this allows for a longer snout too. This one is the other way, where it's narrower at the top, wider at the bottom. This one is more of a bunny shape. This extra room at the top can be used to make nice tall ears, and then we've got room for the eyes. So the next thing that you do is fold these in half and cut them out. That part is done. Next, we're going to cut out the eyes, and I'll show you a simple way to do that. You're going to fold the space where the eye is, just fold it a little bit, and then cut a little slit inside that space. See where I can stick my finger through? And from there, you have some space to cut around on your line. So you cut around. I always cut mine a little bit bigger because I tend to make the eyes a little too small, and then it's difficult to see out of them. So I try and give myself a little extra space, just in case. So it's supposed to be a zebra. We could take my black marker and that's pretty fun. But the next thing I'm going to show you is how to attach the string. You're going to want to do that pretty near the eyes, since the ears are usually directly away from the eyes, but the paper needs to be reinforced. It's pretty thin, and this is where the tape comes in. Figure out where you want to punch your holes, take some tape, and I usually do 2 layers. It doesn't have to be front and back, but it could be. Sometimes I just do 2 layers of tape directly on the back so that you don't see it in the front at all. This is going to reinforce the paper. So when you cut your holes and tie your string, there's a little more strength, a little more forgiveness there. And there you are. Now, if you have elastic, that's great. You can tie one end of a piece of elastic to one hole and one end of the piece of the elastic to the other hole, and then you slip it on the child's head, and that is as simple as that. We don't have any extra elastic in our house right now, so we have one piece of string over here, one piece of string over there. You put it on the child's face and tie it around the back of the head. One extra detail is if you have an animal like a zebra or a horse that has a mane that hangs over, use some tape. I'm going to use 3 layers this time. The tape doesn't stick very well to the paint on my paper, so I'm going to do all of the taping on the back, and I'm going to take a hole puncher. I have pre-cut some yarn, and I'm going to separate them into 2 pieces at a time. You fold the yarn in half so that the 2 loops are sticking up. You take those loops, thread them through a hole, stick your finger in the loop, and pull those ends through so it doesn't make a knot, but it is secure, like that. There we go. We didn't have any black yarn, so we've got a bit of a rainbow-haired zebra. I like how they stand up straight, and then when you hold it like this, they flop over. This is the tiger mask you saw at the beginning of this episode where Ezra was wearing it and he looked rather scary. It started out as an oval just like all the rest, and then I sort of squished the oval a little bit into a football shape. Tigers have sort of a bump in their head like that. And then they're kind of jowly at the bottom where you get some wrinkles, and then I made space for ears. And then afterwards, I was looking at a picture and just drawing in the lines that I saw, and we took some white and added that too. This is an old process painting of orange on black. And that's all I've got for you today. I hope you had fun. Now go make yourself some masks you don't have to wear over your mouth. Enjoy!